Latina is such a vast word. It reminds me that we're all one, even though we are different. It also means challenges and hardship, privileges being denied, rights being denied. I learned at a young age that I was already a woman and I was Mexican. So in order to survive, I had to try harder. I had a very strong relationship with God. I was I guess you would say, one of those dorky students that I enjoyed reading my Bible. I was going to learn their religion, and I thought, I'm not going to take any classes this summer. I'm going to go ahead and do a compare and contrast and see what this crazy religion is about. By this time period, Imam Khomeini from Iran is in the Iranian Revolution, and the students with the embassy and all of that is going on. Islam is everywhere. And I wonder, what are these crazy people doing? Why are they always fighting? Why are they always miserable? So, they just need Jesus Christ in their heart, and they'll be happy like I am. So I started, that was my plan. I took the Quran, I took the Bible, and I'll never forget that day, because it was the day that my life changed. Even though that Quran had been placed in front of my eyes before, and it had been read to me before, it never touched me until that moment when I opened it. What is this crazy religion about? Why are these people protesting? I wanted to know the truth. I wanted actually to discover the fallacies of it so that I could help my friends. That was my niyyah. But when I opened the book, it was like a voltage of energy that just started going through my body. And I didn't want to be doing what anybody wanted me to do. I wanted to do the right thing. So I took the Bible, I took the Quran, and I kneeled, because that was the best way that I knew to pray, the edge of my bed. And I put my hand, one on each book, and I said, God, I want you to show me the truth. I want you to show me the truth. I don't care. I no longer wanted to be right. I wanted to know what was right. I took Shahada eventually, and it was a happy and scary experience because I didn't understand what's next. And it's difficult when you are living with your Christian family and you don't have Muslim friends that they themselves know what to do. This, of course, is how I was introduced to Islam, through the Al-Sunnah brothers and sisters. They're the majority here in Houston, And I took my Shahada at the East Side Masjid, Islamic Circle Society of Greater Houston. And that is kind of how I was introduced to Islam. Once I was introduced to Islam, there was a lot of what now. Ramadan came, I fasted. Eid came, I went for prayer. Oh, you're Muslim? Oh, Assalamu alaikum, Eid Mubarak. And they would turn and they would leave. Maybe I wasn't dressed properly enough. They would look me up and down. I was very lonely in a way that I'd never been lonely before. Because I was raised in the church. My family were people that were well known. And my extended family went to the same church. I tried to find a new family, and it didn't happen. It was very difficult. So I gave myself into the Quran. Then one day, I read that if you memorize 40 hadith, you have Jannah guaranteed. So I decided, I'm on my way to paradise. So I picked up every 40 hadith book that I could at the masjid. And I started reading the hadiths. And now the problems began. The hadiths were nonsensical. The Prophet said if you wear a sandal in your left foot, you should wear a sandal also in your right foot. And things that made the Prophet that I had learned to love, they made him look in a way that I didn't like. The Prophet, he was just a messenger. That's all he was. I didn't like talking to the people. That day that I asked Allah to send me a sign, for some reason I was inspired to do kunut. I said, God, I cannot bear this anymore. I knew I could not go back to Christianity. I knew that it was not the right religion. I couldn't go back. But I knew that also that I could not move forward by myself like this. I had never been so unhappy, so beaten down. And I remember just staying in the prayer hall, just afraid to leave. And angry at the world because I had nowhere to go. I couldn't talk to anyone. And I was getting in my car. I stumbled into some American Muslims. It was a large group of them. And they come to me and they say, are you Muslim? Because I'm not wearing hijab. I would take my hijab on and off because I could not wear it with my parents. And I'm so angry. And I'm thinking to myself, why do you think I'm here? I said, of course I am. I was not nice to these people. I said, of course I'm Muslim. They're like, they asked about my ethnicity. I said, I'm Mexican. They have never met a Mexican Muslim before. So they were insisted that I have tea with them. And I'm like, no, I didn't feel like socializing with anybody. Especially there were men also in the car. I didn't want to deal with any men. I said, no, I don't have time. I need to go home. They begged me to the point that I agreed. For the first time in 2.5 years, somebody asked, so sister, how is it going? How has it been? I let them know. I told them about the hadiths I was reading, because now I'm speaking to Americans and they're Muslim. So now these people would understand. And I was explaining to them about the hadiths that I was reading and the odd definitions of the tafsir of the Quran, the Sunni Quran that I was reading. And I finally felt like I could speak to someone that could explain. They didn't answer any of my questions or any of my points. And I remember they were looking at one another, they were grinning. And I was really upset because I was very serious and I was very frustrated. And these people were like almost laughing. So one of the brothers said something to me. He said, "Sister, I have a book for you to read." And I'm thinking, oh my God, another book. No answers. But he had a book for me. So I said, okay, I'll take it. I was not going to be rude about it. Something prompted me to read the book when I got home. And another wonderful experience happened. I started reading the book and I started crying and crying and crying. And I closed the book and I'm looking for who's the author? Where is this book from? Who is writing this? Where are these words coming from? Because nothing had ever touched me the way the Quran had touched me. And there's nothing there. I don't see the publisher. I don't see anything. Right at that moment, one of these individuals calls. Says, "Did you read the book, sister?" I said, "Yeah, I did." And I started telling him, "But who is it? I need to know. I need a phone number. I have so many questions. This person I know will have the answers for me." The brother started laughing. I said, "Why are you laughing? I'm serious. I need these answers." He says, "He's dead." I broke down in tears. I felt like there's no hope. I said, "Well, who was he?" He said his name was Ali.
My name is Patricia Perez Habasi. I was born and raised in Mexico, in the northern state of Tamaulipas. And I came to this country in 1979 with my parents. I continued my education until I graduated in 1987. Rather than conflicting emotions based on heritage, we should embrace the uniqueness of our heritage. I have tried to understand it in a better way, study about it, explain it when I have to explain it. And I feel that I know my place because becoming a Muslim has given me that identity, that everything is acceptable because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordained it that way. I really feel that all of us have a unique aspect that they cannot be duplicated, that special aspect that makes you who you are. Once I started my courses as a freshman, I had to take a world religions class, which to me sounded fine. Why not? The fact being that when I was growing up as a practicing Catholic, I wanted to become a nun. I liked the way they worshipped when I visited the convents. I wanted to be just like them. So that embracing of religion was still in my heart throughout. When I came to my freshman year in that Catholic university, and I had my Jewish professor explaining different world religions, including Buddhism, Hinduism, Zoroastrianism, Islam, all these isms, it was quite interesting. It was like I have never learned this before. It was just like an eye-opener to me. Nevertheless, as time went through, and most of us know from going to college, at the end of the semester, it was like a reflection time for me. I was asking myself, what did I learn in this class? From all the different religions that I studied, I noticed that in my mind, a very strong phrase was coming to me. It was that Islam was the fastest, youngest religion. I felt that me being skeptical, being raised with 6 children, 6 boys, I felt that I have to question everything. So I did ask myself, why? Why is this coming to me? Why is it so good? What's so good about Islam that it's supposed to be the fastest, youngest religion in the world? That stayed in my mind. The thought that had come to my mind stayed there for years. To be exact, approximately 8 years. I came to know, by coincidence, or I don't know exactly, Allah knows best, I came to know about a person who was dealing with cars, a car dealer, and I needed to get a car myself. So I came to get into acquaintance with a Shia Muslim. That's when I also saw the practice of Islam. This person, his manners, his personality, the way he was speaking, everything to me was, this is Islam again. We were talking all the time and he was telling me things about Islam. And after those few months, we got engaged. He came to meet my family, which is a tradition in the Hispanic culture. And I had spoken to his brother, who was representing his family. So we did the proper, I would say, cultural Islamic way to become engaged. And I had to take my Shahada. He explained to me what it was, and I had no problem with it. I did it, and after that we had said that we were ready to get married. So we made plans. A few months later, we got married. Alhamdulillah, it was something to me like a life-changing moment, that I knew that I was doing the right thing to come to a new religion and meeting a person who was practicing that religion. I feel that as Latinas, and also part of our culture, Hispanic culture, we are being taught to be humble. We're being taught to be family-oriented. We are being taught to respect the elders. All the values that I found in the Hispanic culture, most of them, I would say 90% of the Hispanic culture, they already exist in Islamic philosophy. I believe that it was so easy for me to transfer to another religion, but still, even though I was skeptical, I felt that if I would ever find a better religion, I would leave this one and go to the best one, because we are being taught to be the best at anything that we do. And the signs of humility and being grounded, being down to earth, I feel that that's in Islam. The nature of Islam says everything that a human being is ready to listen to. So I thought it was really interesting, because even before I knew the word Islam, I felt that I was already feeling all these different parts of the value system of Islam, but I did not know it existed. As a Latina Shia here in Houston or in the United States, I am, I guess, a minority being a Latina, minority being a Shia, minority being a woman. I feel that even though we can face any kind of conflicts, everything boils down to how is a person prepared to handle any challenges. Challenges will always be anywhere you go. To me, it's a matter of attitude, of perception. It's a matter of having faith that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has allowed such things to happen for a reason. How prepared are you to face challenges anywhere you go, for being you, for being who you are in Islam, or based on your ethnicity?
I would say thank you for being a Muslim and being always there for me. Like, she never left me, so I'd say thank you for that too. She is the best mom I can have. I just love her very much. I'm very proud of her because she has raised me in a very great, outstanding manner. I am proud that she chose this religion, Islam. Because I want to be on the right path. Now I'm not alone. My mother has me. I have my mother, and she guides me to the right path.